If this is a serial thing, they have jurisdiction. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this new information clears you outright. Outright.
If someone outright lied on an application regarding a relevant health issue, that would be grounds for
consent for him.
Yeah, if I refuse him outright, she has everything she needs to turn my son against me entirely.
They shot him.
Was he killed outright?
No, he was very strong. He lasted more than a month.
This can't be another bear.
Absolutely not. They want Lehman, they buy it outright, but they may need a little hand-holding, though. They just bought Countrywide. That's
I will grant you, but never an outright mountebank. Enough!
As buffers for holding back the crowds.
No.
Well, the Girl Scouts refused outright.
Oh, good for them.
To be clear, you're all right with me saying no to a deal that will net you $1 million outright?
No, Richard, I'm not all right with it.
Coercion, cruelty, outright torture. Makes for very unhappy viewing.
It's out there. Does Mr. Hamlin outright own them all?
No, but we've been using this particular font for 12 years now. And
I may need you to lie, Stonewall, even resort to some outright trickery.
His family history of melanoma may have affected his cellular outlook.
Anything that helps my patient have a better outlook, better comfort is fine by me.
It won't last another 6 months.
You gotta keep a positive outlook, Dottie. So, here's the areas. The good news is that the rest of the week is
Your Honor, you have given money to the Outlook for Israel, an organization that supports the settlements in Israel.
It is certain. It is decidedly so. Most likely. Outlook good.
Where's all the oil in the grind coming from in your life, Andy? You got a positive world outlook. Why does the world not smile happy smiles in return?
Is it my optimistic outlook, or perhaps the nostalgic fuzzies that you hear me spouting about my own upbringing?
Actually, I'm trying to keep a positive outlook on the whole thing. Confidence. You know, sometimes when I'm feeling all stressed out about something, I go out and buy a cute top or a fun skirt, and I have a whole new outlook on life.
Doesn't matter. You choose the steamroller. By the time it had run over your legs, you'd already be dead from shock. It fits in with your hyper-rational outlook.
Right, so what do?
Sew him up minus a large part of the family jewels.
And his outlook. He'll be urinating out of a bag for a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's his first beat.
Origin. That is a great stall. Don't spell it till you know it.
Authorities outside still don't know the composition or the origin of the dome.
Never seen the origin of the uploads coming from hundreds of different locations. Until he uploads another video, it's going to be tough.
We're in.
You feel it? You guys, you feel this? Our origin story begins. We're gonna be superheroes!
I'm done. Do you know what this means?
We found an origin species and we can build an eye from scratch.
And the origin could have come from anywhere.
That's the origin of the famous law of natural equilibrium.
Feedback loop. I just need to pinpoint the origin of the loop, honing on the pure transmission.
It's amazing how discovered the origin of his infamous keys.
Pliny the Elder described this vessel in his famous Naturalis Historia circa 77 AD, tracing its origin to ancient Persia.
Can you calculate a range?
Yes, sir. This broadcast has a different point of origin on land. It's further north.
Yeah, no coincidence there. If we get lucky, tracing his origin could give us some sort of insight into how to see.
You see, Darwin claimed that the ancestry of all living things came from that one single simple organism. which reproduced and was slowly modified over time into the complex life forms we view today.
Conditions change. Conditions always change. The successful organism is the organism that adapts.
We're talking about a partnership. Do you know what the largest living organism in the world is? Okay, it's a grove of aspen trees in Colorado. Acres of aspen.
Right? Have a baby? Well, of course. Why not? Why would I want an organism growing exponentially inside of my body and then ripping its way out of my tight, sweet?
You had zero, a non-seeing organism, and built genetically an eye from scratch, 0 to 12. It'd be a perfect proof, unassailable.
It's a unicellular organism, something akin to an algae.
GMO, what's that?
Genetically modified organism? Wendell said he just didn't want to pay big prices.
Good.
For the rest of the organism to thrive, a steady and unwavering hand is called upon to remove.
Proved that the unicellular eukaryotic organism identified as Daimoni adspezio.
That is correct. Short for cybernetic organism. I came into this world.
It looks like some sort of clostridial organism.
The question is, which type of
Linda, I have read your book, Ordeal, and I still find it very hard to relate to you and to believe that you have become a changed person.
I think we can all agree that Charles has been through an ordeal. He's...
Professional opinion. How much longer is this whole ordeal going to last?
Well, Nils loves it.
Why are you being like this, Alfred?
I had a terrible ordeal today. I thought that something very precious had been lost to me.
Well, this lawsuit is going to be a protracted, time-consuming ordeal.
She's lucid.
Yes, but she's also extremely weak from her ordeal, so please, I'd ask that you limit your time with her as much as possible.
Has he said anything about his ordeal? Was he able to identify any of his captors?
And that's exactly how he likes it. I only know him because of the Adler ordeal.
Have you recovered from our ordeal? Well, I got a letter this morning.
I know this has been quite an ordeal for you, but it had to happen. I hope you can understand that.
This all feels orchestrated.
Well, if you orchestrated all of this, wouldn't you want to see it?
Likewise, he's gone. It was him. He orchestrated this whole thing.
Now he really started being generous. He paid $5,000 for the Shreveport Orchestra to come over and play the Messiah. He bought a high...
Yeah. I dreamed you orchestrated the whole thing, so we wouldn't have to split the money.
The son who had his own father killed. And orchestrated events to make it appear as if he was set up.
Families together. That is the whole orchestra.
May look like he could have orchestrated the whole thing to protect the real killer.
A million things to do. We've got to hire a 12-piece orchestra and a photographer, and God help us with the salmon situation.
We have a salmon situation.
I'm
still teaching orchestra. I'm at this public school up in the Bronx. It's totally underfunded.
11. Smart Money says the airstrike was... The airstrike was orchestrated by the CIA.